Wait. Is it going to make a noise? Oh, I just say hello, you? Oh.
This is better. We should use this.
Hello, you.
Don't do it! I don't know.
It's
Again now, right? Keep going, keep going. If 7th grade was the hardest year,
Yeah.
is there an event that it made it that? Or was it just the coming to terms with, like, you know, the world you're growing into? And
Well, I think suddenly you start to become, or I started to become a bit older, more of a woman. And then suddenly I had like sexual
Attention.
desire, a lot of attention, which at the time you're just kind of laughing off and feel really uncomfortable with, and so much so ashamed of. Like when I look back at middle school, I'm like, oh, I was being sexually harassed
Wow.
pretty much on a daily basis by really terrible boys.
Yeah.
I think
your age?
yeah, my age. And it's like I can extend them grace because of that age and that time and society. So it's not like I harbor any kind of ill will towards them, but I think it did quite a number on me emotionally.
Beck, I have a final you question for you. Elizabeth.
I'm sure.
I'd like to say I did that on purpose, but in your opinion, give us your hottest take. What should happen to Joe when the series ends? What does he deserve?
Death.
Who should do
Death
it?
by 1,000 cuts.
Yes.
I'm thinking like a gang of women.
Oh my gosh, like Handmaid's Tale.
And then I'm thinking that a woman should become the next Joe.
Okay, so
That's real empowerment.
Wait. Can I
know
before
that's not
yeah.
politically correct, but that satisfies some like deep anger that's also not allowed to be, you know, out in the world because I'm a nice girl.
Yeah.
Well, so this is an actual question. This is why we ask a question like that. Just want on the record, I did not ask a question.
It was my question. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I hear you, and like, you know, we're all entitled to our answers. I've had to think about this constantly because I get asked what should happen to Joe. From a completely like theoretical standpoint, thinking about all the possibilities, and I got to answer questions quickly. Not on this show, but
No proof.
we try.
It's hard for you.
Yeah. You just said something that's kind of like, that's really complex. You're wanting to give a voice to this aspect of like the feminine that has been so oppressed historically, and like a voice that's been silenced, right? Which then creates, of course, a righteous feeling of anger, which, you know, anger is not just all bad. Anger is a response to a certain kind of stimulus, and it's like anger can be a momentary tool, or it can become a
It's
chronic.
informative, hopefully.
Sure, yeah. At its best, it's informative, and then you move through it, and hopefully there's an environment where you can process it and heal. So, but obviously, it's not like women or just all of humanity has been able to do that, right? Yet. So, in a way, you were just speaking to like this really complex thing at once. That it's what you want, like the feeling of what you want, but then knowing technically in a way that's not Beck experiencing retribution. That's almost like whoever's doing that being brought down to his level, you know?
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. But I think you're dead on. I have some kind of like, in my mind, like the perfect movie is like a group of women battling men and winning.
Yeah.
Or like the beginning of time starting over, and let's see what happens when a woman's in charge. And it's not to say that I think that's the best thing for humanity. I certainly do not think it's the best thing for humanity.
But it's what you want.
It's what
I think that answer for me highlights how prevalent the media is in distorting our understanding of romantic love, because if you think about any other kind of love, like if I love a plant, I have to figure out what kind of soil this plant needs and how much exposure to sunlight and how often I need to water it. And if I don't do that, this plant will die. If I have a child, it's not going to figure itself out. I have to nurture and tend to. So why in a romantic relationship don't you also need to learn about your partner and the conditions that allow you to like nurture that relationship the best? So I think that's the kind of work that it is, just like caring for a plant, caring for an animal, caring for your child. You care for your partner, you care for each other. You learn about that like institution together. Something about Penn's answer just like helped highlight for me how the media, particularly around romantic love, really distorts something about it.
Your answer helps me understand why my plants keep dying.
As long as your child's alive.
Yeah.
I think great success.
Oh, wait a second. He hasn't eaten today. Oh, I gotta go.